top story, I think, all weekend long. Victor Wembanyama making Tim Duncan and the Admiral, David Robinson, look like point guards. I don't know where this was in San Antonio.
Look how small Ginobili is.
I don't know where it was, but you're just like Sean Elliott's on the left and Tim Duncan's on the right, and David Robinson is in the middle, and Manu Ginobili looks like,
like, kid, put him in his pocket.
Exactly. Like, let's just get him. Let's just get him. Honestly, I'll be very straight up. If you put up that photograph, he looks like the sommelier at the restaurant that they're at, okay? Like, ask Manu what wine would pair well.
We have a beautiful Argentine
with dinner.
bed.
And honestly, David Robinson looks like just the dude who's like, hey, would you mind taking a picture for my son?
My son, Sean Elliott.
Oh, my son. Oh, my gosh. And by the way, just where was Tony Parker in this? He's kind of like the only guy missing from this photograph, right?
Yeah.
He could be the one who took the photograph. I don't know. But couldn't ask for better role models. Victor Wembanyama tweets out, and by the way, he's so not wrong. That is completely spot on.
Yeah, nailed it.
Just reminding us all once again what an incredible landing spot he has found for himself, and how the hype that we are going to get once the season hits is already at a fever pitch. Because I'm seeing this photograph with Robinson and Duncan and Sean Elliott and Manu Ginobili, and these guys are all going to be there pitching in. My gosh. Talk about an alumni association, right? For him to have at his disposal, and they already clearly making themselves available to talk to him and welcome him and say, this is the way it works here. Talk about a Spurs culture. How about those guys talking over dinner, telling pop stories, right?
Pretty good.
For the kid.
And if you look at that picture again, just to put it in some type of reference for people.
Yes.
Sean Elliott, 6 feet 8 inches tall.
Yes.
David Robinson is 7'1". Manu is 6'6". Okay.
It's not like a foot on Manu.
I mean, Manu Ginobili would by far be the biggest man in this whole campus if he start walking around.
Yes.
And look at that. It's unbelievable.
Yep. And that's also part of the hype that he's going to have to deal with, because he's already being placed on par. He is. He's already, this is the next generation of Spurs star. And when I see the feedback on the old Twitterverse there, that, sort of like an eye-rolling response, like, okay, now he's got to go do it.
I mean,
I don't have any doubts. Do you have doubts that he's going to do it?
I mean,
do you have a single doubt that he's going to be as good as advertised?
Skill-wise, no. You kind of look at the body, but Brockman and I have been talking about this. I've been kind of reading a lot about Vic for the last 2 years, and Rich, the things that this kid has been doing to get himself ready for the NBA grind, he has a diet that they made for him, which really concentrates on the strengthening of bones, which I've never heard anyone doing before.
An osteoporosis way of looking at things.
He's been working on strengthening ligaments and tendons in his body for the last few years. So, barring a Chet Holmgren situation where his body just implodes because a brick wall named LeBron hit him, I mean, skill-wise, no, I'm not going to say the guy's going to be the greatest player ever, but I think he's going to be special. And
this year.
And this year, yeah.
Chris, do you have any doubts? Because the hype the hype is going to only intensify.
Mm-hmm. And the hype's been huge and astronomical for the last 6 months anyway. When we first saw this kid play, for the Mets, and it's just, rookies rarely come into the league and make an immediate impact to translate to wins and losses. There's a grind. It's twice as many games as you're used to playing.
Yeah.
He is, he's 220. But when stretch that out over 7'5", looks kind of rail thin. I don't know. He's going to get dunked on a lot. He's going to, guys are going to go after him. Can the Spurs make the playoffs? I want to see what else they add in free agency. Wouldn't shock me, though, if they're in the play-in next year.
But you guys have already hit on the one aspect that people are wondering if he's going to beef up or not, and it's his body, and it's his arms. That only got accentuated by our third-hour guest interviewing him over the weekend and posting on our Twitter handle her rocked-out right arm and Victor Wembanyama looking like Gumby, damn it, next to Michelle Beadle, who clearly had arm days that earlier in the day. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.